Hey everybody, welcome back to Mama Zodi Tarot. It's another installment of the Industry Plant series. Alrighty, so we are doing Lil Yachty, okay? We are going to do Lil Yachty. So I'm going to tell you right now off the bat, because I did pull a couple things, just looking at the bottoms of these decks, he definitely deals with some sort of abandonment issues or codependency wounds. He has a hard time really being alone. It seems like he always needs people around him. He always needs to be doing something. And I feel like when it comes to his, music career, he feels like there's a lot of, toxicity and bad habits and things that you can get into, and he knows he shouldn't be around it, but and that it's like, he has a vice with that kind of that's kind of the vibe that I get, that he knows that he shouldn't be around things, but he'll still be around it just for the sake of having a friend, having a, family, having people to be around, because he struggles with really just going it alone and being by himself. And so, yeah, I think he kind of cuts off his own foot. Like, he'll do what other people prefer him to do as opposed to what he truly wants to do, simply because, yeah, he's looking for a family. He's looking for friends. Like, he's looking for people to genuinely care about him. The song that I heard when I was shuffling the cards was actually Justin Bieber. I just need somebody to love. So, yeah, he just wants somebody to love him. So I sense that his outer personality will be different from his inner personality. But let's start off with whether or not he's an industry plant. Went ahead and pulled on that first. Sorry, I should have put those in front of me and already moved these down. Just bear with me. Okay. So, this is whether or not he is an industry plant. So we have majority no cards here. But I am seeing yes, budding star, first blush, bursting out the scene, as the very, very first card. So that's telling me that, that was something that he was hoping to do, something he was eager for. But with this, your ideas are rejected, not satisfied with results. So I was going to say eyes. So, he didn't have a lot of eyes on him. He didn't have the right look, is kind of what I'm getting, the right persona for what it is that they was looking for at the beginning. And so they were like, well, if you change up some things about yourself, with this, it's the icing on the cake, all this and sprinkles too. I think they were saying, like, if you dredge yourself up and make yourself look a little bit different, and you try to approach it a different way, then maybe it will work. But as of now, like, I don't see you being received well with this cold shoulder frozen, put it on ice for a while. So it started off with him trying to do that, and him realizing that, he needed to do more. Like, he was going to have to change his look or change his persona to a certain extent to be more attractive and kind of stand out and make people want to like him. And then we have stormy relationship, trouble strikes, uproar, blows up in your face, explosive, combo, broken, and then lastly, you get a lucky break. It's a successful venture. So all in all, in the end, he was able to turn it around and get back on track and get a footing. And I feel like it was just a stroke of luck is what they're saying. So no, damn, like, we haven't gotten one person that's like clear cut an industry plant for sure. Like, so when y'all be saying that, y'all, clearly it shows that there's a lot more nuance to the situation than what we think. So he, was supposed to be one with this budding star, like, first blush, bursting out the scene. It was all, they have, what does it say here? Getting it together. It's all lined up for you. So he had the right path. He was interacting with the right people. He was put in the right rooms. Everything was set up. But they weren't satisfied with, whatever results they got from him at the beginning, and whatever ideas that they had as far as marketing him, they just weren't working. So they had to go back to the drawing board, with this cold shoulder. They had to put it on ice, let it be. And once they did, he kind of had to go through, I think, his own things with this stormy relationship and uproar and blows up in your face. Like, he had to sort of cut ties with whoever he was working with and partnering with, and a lot of those people who he thought was going to help him to make him be who he was. And then suddenly, somehow, boom, he gets this stroke of luck, and it worked out for him. So I would say his thing just turned out to be more luck than anything, and him just getting a lucky break. So let's see a little bit about what this lucky break was, just to know, because it could have been a person, it could have been an opportunity. Let's see exactly what this lucky break was. Tell me more about this lucky break. Ooh, what is this? The Seven of Swords in reverse. Interesting. Tell me more. Two of Wands. Yeah, so there were certain people that he had to separate himself from, is what I'm getting. Three of Wands and Four of Cups. Yeah, and once he separated himself from certain people, it seems like somebody came in and said, hey, we got this great idea. It doesn't seem too good, to be honest, when I'm looking at this Three of Wands card. It kind of feels like it was one of those things where he needed someone else's help. He needed street cred. It wasn't something that he could do all on his own, so he had to get the help of somebody else to make this happen. And yeah, he was like, I got a way that we could do this. And even though, it might not have been the best thing, it was just like, it's going to help you as far as your music career. And it's going to get you to where you need to go with this Four of Cups here. So he trusted in whoever this person was to help him out and make this happen and manifest this for him. Anything else? The Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor. So yeah, this involved him sort of, having someone else take control of the reins and someone else help him to turn things in his favor. It's again going back to, the lucky break and how this was just really branded to him as something that was going to be so great and so amazing and, all of that good stuff. But I do see the DEVIL on the top of this deck. So now I'm being pulled to this deck. So let's see if we can get some more about this Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor. I feel like this involves him trusting someone and someone else saying, I got a successful venture for you. You get a lucky break. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to help you out. And which that person did, but it might not have been such a good thing. I'm seeing Tooth and Shovel in reverse. So somebody was like, if you want something more permanent, if you really want to solidify yourself, I can help you. But with this Shovel in reverse, it's going to involve going down a certain path. Okay? Yeah, and with this shell, he's saying, basically allow yourself to be protected. Allow yourself to be protected. Okay? This protection that we're going to offer you is what's going to help you. And even though her umbrella and scourge, so yeah, this was definitely a bad omen. This was definitely something that he shouldn't have went to. This is something darker, with this scourge here, telling you is something, a little more sinister that he attached himself to and became attached to and under the umbrella of for protection, because he needed that protection and he needed permanency and relevancy when it comes to his career with this Tooth here. And they basically, this person said, yeah, I can help you get that, but with this Shovel in reverse, you know that you're going down a certain dark road, you're going down a certain dark path in order to get this this protection. So how did he feel about this? How did Lil Yachty feel about this? Obviously he felt like it was a good idea enough for him to do it. Yeah, I'm seeing Dragon in reverse and Girl. So he felt powerless to whoever this person was. It seems like it was a woman, which makes sense with the Four of Cups here. Because I was looking at it like, whoever it was, he entrusted them to talk to them. And they, it seems like they got some sort of information out of him, preyed on a weakness of his, and used that weakness in order to infiltrate and get what they wanted out of him. So, yeah, whoever this person was, they were a part of the powers that be with this Dragon in reverse coming out here. They was part of this bloodline, this woman. And he felt like he was powerless to her. Anything else about how he felt about this? Yeah, he felt like he needed that protection. He wanted to be a part of that family and that bloodline because he felt like, that was a good idea. That what they were saying, it felt like it was aligned and it made sense. Yeah, he actually felt like, he thought about it with this water coming out sideways. There was like a little bit of ups and downs when it comes to his emotions and whether or not he was going to make the decision to align with this. But at the end of the day, he knew that the choices that he were making in the past weren't getting him to where he wanted to be, that he wasn't getting the success and the happiness and, all that he wanted. So he was like, I'm going to align myself with this bloodline and this family so that way I can get... I feel like he just felt like he was doing the work and he wasn't getting anything out of it with this pentagram. It's like, that's the pentagram is about like the sum of all your hard work and your efforts. It's like, yeah, I'm putting in all this hard work and this effort, but things are still going rocky and things are still going bad. So it's like, what could be worse than this? If I attach myself to this and, obviously they're telling me that I'm not going to have it without this. So I really why not? You know, it's almost not like I don't have no choice, but if I want what I'm saying that I want, then if I want the protection and I want the, you know, the permanency and the relevancy, then I'm going to have to do this. Wow. So he's not an industry plant. He straight up just signed a deal with the DEVIL, basically, is what I got from that. We will leave that there and revisit that in a little bit, but I just wanted to see what was this lucky break and the stroke of luck that he got. So now we know it was obviously a deal with the Eyes Wide Shut crew. Yeah, door on the bottom of the deck. A golden opportunity for him to, you know, align himself with the powers that be. So, wow. Alrighty, let's see more about how this came together, because I went ahead and pulled on how it is that it's already coming out, the marriage, the partnership, it's already coming out. How did he get into his career? Sorry, let me move this down a little bit. How did he get into actually even having a career? Yeah. He's definitely aligned himself with the darker forces, with this false person coming out in reverse, and this bloodline, this family with community coming out in reverse. He, you know, in courtship, he's aligned himself with these people because that was the only way that he was going to become an official person. They, you know, it was to only way that he was going to get money and his finance was going to improve with this unexpected income coming out in reverse is if he became a part of the bloodline and aligned himself with that community. And so in a sense, you know, he is a false person, but not necessarily an well, I guess that does make him an industry plant, you know? In a way, that does make him an industry plant, because it's like you went from, but I feel like it's more sinister than that, because it's like if you were industry plant, does that mean that you automatically have to sign a deal with the okay, so now we're going to have to do a video on that. Now we're going to have to do a video on the, you know, the exact nature of these music deals and what's really going on behind them. So look forward to that, y'all. But, what I want to know is, like, in order to become an industry plant, do you have to sign a dark deal, a shady deal with the devil? In order to become an industry plant, must you? No, you don't necessarily have to. Give me two more. Yeah, no, and no. I got three no's. You don't necessarily have to sign a deal with the devil in order to be an industry plant. So that's why I say he's not an industry plant technically. It's something much worse than that. It's something more sinister and more dark than that, because, like I say, he signed a deal with the DEVIL. So yeah, I'm seeing, but actually let me read these cards and see what they say. Burnout, not caring, your drive dies quickly. So yeah, he didn't have the musical influence. You know, I'm looking at his drums. He didn't really have the type of flow and rhythm and music and vibe that people was looking for when it came to it. I'm seeing on pins and needles, rough patch, being stuck. So yeah, he felt very stuck. He felt really upset that things weren't working out. It had him really stressed out because he wanted to, you know, he just wanted to be floating. He wanted to go straight up to the top. And then lastly, we have cannot break the ice, chilly reception, bleak. So again, he wasn't being received well. But basically what this is telling me is that you could still be an industry plant and not have a deal. It's just that you know that you're going to have to work on your own, you know, promotion. You're going to have to promote yourself. You're going to have to bring yourself to the top, and do it on your own is actually going to, you know, take a lot more work from you. But you can still be an industry plant and, you know, get pushed and have a backing and not have a deal with the DEVIL, all right? So that's just a sidebar, and we will do a separate video on that, okay? But let's go ahead and continue here and move these over so that way we don't have what we don't want in the way, in our way. Okay, so as I was saying, yeah, he definitely signed a deal with the DEVIL. That's what these cards are saying and how he got into it. At the top row is saying marriage, child, main, male, adjudication in reverse, and bad health. So as a young age, you know, at a young age, he, you know, always dreamed of having this since he was a child. He saw his parents and, you know, it was just like, okay, cool, they got their marriage. I don't know if he saw the dad step outside of the marriage or if they got divorced or he saw them making certain unhealthy decisions and unhealthy choices. But either way, it was like he always just dreamed of getting outside of his home and, you know, going off and having this successful life. Ever since he was a kid, he just always hoped and dreamed to be, you know, a star and be in the spotlight and, you know, be famous and be a celebrity and live that life and get away from his family. But I feel like with this main male, it's like he looked up to his father a lot, especially as a child, and he felt like, you know, he took on a lot of the traits from his father. And like I said, I don't know if the parents got divorced or if he just understood and resonated and appreciated his father more, you know, as a child. But either way, it's just given that, he didn't want to make the wrong choices. He didn't want to not go after his dream because he possibly could have saw that his father didn't go after his dream. So that's an element there too, where it's like, yeah, not wanting to make the same mistake or choices that his father made, and wanting to actually really go after his dream and do what it is that he wanted to do and become this, official person, this celebrity. So, wow. But yeah, all because he, the community didn't receive him in the way that he wanted to. He had to, align himself with a darker energy with this courtship and false person. Wow, that was clear as day, yo. Wow. I'm loving the whole just pulling the cards before and then, I just pull them, drop them down, and then, start the video because I think it goes a lot easier that way. This is about his outer persona that he shows to us. So we have God, Trickster, Destroyer, Monk. Oh, God, we had a lot of these, huh? Child, Eternal, and Martyr. So I think how he comes up to us is just very childlike, just as like a real young energy, young spirited, not like in a bad way, but just, somebody who is not afraid to have conversations, in a childlike manner and let loose and be wild and free. I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to grab something real quick. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. But yeah, he definitely feels like he's not somebody, he doesn't always have to be so mature. He can actually let loose and be a little bit more of a fun personality. I'm sorry, I keep moving these to the point where y'all can't see them. Moving these things. Let me move this down. Let me move this down. And hopefully y'all can see a lot better. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So, yeah, he definitely has that lighthearted, fun side to him. I also feel like with this Martyr, he shows that, he's helpful, he's giving, he's self-serving. He's not only dedicated to himself, but dedicated to causes and helping people as far as, his outer personality and things that he likes to do. So that's a good thing. I don't think that that's fake. I think that that's real, that he genuinely likes to help people. He may even oh yeah, confirmation, self-sacrifice a little bit too much and have people, taking advantage of him because he's going beyond, above and beyond for people in his life. We also have Monk and Nun. So yeah, he seems a little bit one-track minded is what I would take from that, like possibly very reserved when it comes to love and not as open about his love life is what I take from that. He doesn't really probably speak too much about it. He might even be one of those people who's very judgmental when it comes to people talking about certain things. Like, he seems like a prude is what I kind of get from that. Like, he judges people who always are, smoking and drinking heavily and doing drugs heavily. It seems like, yeah, he seems just real. Listen, we got the God card here as well. He seems real devoted to his relationship with God, and he seems real, even almost to the point of, thinking that he's God, maybe even just being, judgmental and feeling like, ugh, like just kind of negatively judging people to the point where he feel like he has the right to make that judgment, and possibly being a little bit cruel when it comes to how he, views people, and could be a little bit harsh, with his words, possibly, a little bit like, his words cut deep, put it like that, is what I'm picking up from that, and it stings people a little bit. We also have Trickster and Destroyer, so I feel like with the Trickster, he's not showing you his deeper side. He's not showing you who he really is. He's kind of wearing a mask. He's kind of understanding that you kind of have to shape shift and you have to change up your personality when it comes to, this industry. You can't always let them know your next move and let them know exactly who you are. You have to constantly be, changing up your personality. You got to constantly be reinventing yourself and reimagining yourself. So this is making me think of that interview he did with Shannon Sharp that I watched. He talked about this a little bit, about how, like, you got to progress with the time. So, yeah, he really feels like, I'm not showing y'all who I really am. Like, no, I'm never going to show y'all who I really am. I'm going to do what it is that people want to see and what looks good for the moment. And then as times change, he is a Virgo, so he's not dumb. He's a very much a perfectionist when it comes to his career. He understands that you have to progress with the times. You have to evolve and change so that people stay with you. Because he's like, yo, the songs that people were listening to 5, 7, 6, 7 years ago in the club, they might not want to hear that. So you got to make sure that your music and your energy and your personality, everything about you has to progress to where society is at the time. So he's one of those people that just changes up his personality to wear whatever mask he needs to wear to fit in. He's very much easy to easily able to shapeshift. So he might have some Virgo. Yes, he is a Virgo, but he might have some Gemini placements as well in his chart, because he is really good at switching up and doing whatever it is that he needs to do. I think also with the trickster is saying that, you know, he's actually not afraid to show that he's a little bit more of an outcast, that he's not just like everybody else, that he's different, and, you know, he's a little bit unconventional. So he don't care. You know, he, like I say, he's okay with letting his hair loose. He's not like a he don't care how nobody feels or how anybody else judges him when it comes to how he portrays himself, the decisions that he make, and what he does. But he tends to, you know, be a prude and seem to want to judge other people. So that's kind of contradictory, but that's his outward personality. Okay. He's definitely with this destroyer trying to make better choices and, you know, no longer self-sabotage and do the right thing, even though he's aligned himself to something dark. So I don't get how that works. But yeah, what was the next pile? This is his inner personality. Okay, Prince, Queen, Mentor in reverse, Angel, Hermit, and the Stop card. Interesting. Okay, so with the Prince and Queen, that kind of makes me feel like, you know, he's one of those that could be a little bit of a control freak. You know, he always wants to be in control of his life. He always wants to make sure that everything is, you know, that's the Virgo in him, the perfectionist in him, where he just always wants to do the right thing. Not do the right thing necessarily, but do whatever it is that he feels should be done, and he wants other people to do the right thing and other people to do what he feels should be done. It's just a lot about him feeling like he's just very controlling and a perfectionist, and this is very Virgo of him to be doing negative things but still judging other people for the things that they do. Like, you aligned yourself to you went down a dark path, all right, and it's time to deal with the devil here, okay? Like, let's be real. And you did it out of greed with this octopus. Are you kidding me? You was being real greedy and grubby, and you signed a deal with the devil with this witch hat, door, and octopus, and now you want to sit up here and judge other people for the choices that they make in life, Lil Yachty? That's crazy, sir. But yeah, he's definitely leaning into his Virgo sun. So on the inside, like I said, he's very much a control freak, likes to control other people's decisions as well as his own. Very much a perfectionist when it comes to himself and his life. That's what I get from this Angel. He just feels like he's amazing and he's perfect and he's so great and he's, you know, all that glitters and gold. And on the inside, you really can't tell him. It just feels like he thinks he's the SHIT and you can't tell him nothing about himself. But it also is bringing me back to the fact of him still being, you know, selfless. You know, he is still a very selfless person when it comes to helping other people and, you know, martyring himself and doing things for other people. When it comes to love, because we have Prince here, so he has no problem being that romantic knight in shining armor, that Prince Charming for people, helping them when they're in need, you know, girls and women. He has no problem spending that money on. He has no problem buying a gift, buying flowers, doing all the things. He wants to do whatever to see a smile on a person's face. So we do have that. So, you know, also on the inside with the Hermit, I feel like he's one of those that would much prefer to just serve his own needs. like to be honest, there's a part of him that would, you know, if he could just do everything that makes him happy, you know what I mean? Like, it's all about him doing the introspection, I feel like, with this Hermit. So I think that deep down inside, he does know who he is. He does know the mistakes that he makes, but he would prefer to shy away from it because he doesn't like negative judgment. So yeah, that's why he judges other people harshly. That makes sense. It's always a mirror. The things that you do to other people is always a wound. It's always a mirror around how you feel about yourself. So the reason why he's sitting up there judging other people is because he actually fears judgment. He actually don't want people perceiving him with this Hermit. He don't like people looking at him. He don't like people saying anything about him, judging him. Like, yeah, he has a real hard time with his perception and being perceived negatively by other people. So yeah, like I don't understand how he wanted to be a celebrity when at the end of the day he wants to hide his true character. So this reminds me of Jungkook. Him and Jungkook have a lot of similarities with that Virgo sun. I wonder if he has Leo placements as well. But yeah, he definitely wants to be in the spotlight, but at the same time he don't like people judging him, so he's gonna wear a false mask and a false personality so that way people can never actually perceive the real him and judge the real him and say anything negative about who he actually is. So that's what this stop card is about. It's like he is not allowing he like, stop trying to find out about me. Like, he doesn't want anyone to know the real him, so he's always going to continue to wear a mask and pretend to be other things so that way people can't perceive him and judge him negatively and harshly. Alrighty, let's talk about this is his personal inner struggles. Let's start with that, and then we'll move into his music career after and wrap up everything, because I feel like this is not going to be too long of a video. His music career, we have his interpersonal struggles: Sage, Wall, Stick, and Moth. Yeah, so his interpersonal struggle is the fact that he chose to align himself with the DEVIL and, be greedy and care about money so much that he left himself, he needed this protection so bad with this Sage that he left himself blocked from really evolving. And now he has to be controlled with this Stick. Now he got to listen to other people guidance, and he has to have other people tell him what to do with his money, and he doesn't really get to freely spend his money and do what he wants with his money. There's a lot of barriers and obstacles that's being created with this wall, so he feels like he wouldn't have as many obstacles, he wouldn't have as many walls up and as many things to go through if he could evolve past this and transform and possibly even grow. So let's go ahead and get more on that. Like, is he talking about grow for real, like actually evolve past this, or does he mean grow within the crew and actually improve his ranking? Because like he basically feel like his money still being controlled. Oh yeah, House and Cauldron. Yeah, he wants to have things go in his favor. He want to manifest him ranking up in this in this house and his family. And this crew, this Eyes Wide Shut crew, all right, he wants to rank up because he feel like he needs more money, he need more protection, like he wants more. So that's what his inner struggle is, that he can't stop, that he's insatiable when it comes to greed. He's a very, we had the octopus come out, he's a very greedy person. This tells me that he's also very intellectual, but very greedy, and he's very insecure when it comes to his money, his finances. He hoards money. He's always worried about his money and wants to keep it stable and always have a lot of riches and wealth. So that's the most important thing for him. But he sees that right now he's still at the ranking where too many of his stuff is being controlled. It's too many obstacles still, and he still gotta follow other people's orders and listen to other people. So he don't want that. He wants to rank up. Yeah, fire. Listen, he wanna do whatever ritual he need to do next. Okay. Because he feel like, nope, I need more money with the scarab in reverse. I need more prosperity. I need more abundance. Like, he just don't feel like he have enough. Yeah, fire in reverse with the snake in reverse. Lord Jesus. Listen, when I tell you these people, he's like, he do not want to shed that skin. Okay, with the snake coming out of reverse, they're telling me that it's not about him not wanting to be, move on from them and evolve from them. No, he doesn't want to evolve from them. He wants to grow. Okay, he wants to improve his ranking. He feels like he's not higher enough. You know how you got the head of the snake? He ain't the head of the snake yet. He's still part of the tail, and he feel like he could get cut off and cut out at any moment. Everything is not solidified with him, and he still wants to keep going until things are solidified. So, oh my God, this is just real sick, dark stuff. I was gonna go into the tarot, but I feel like I'm being pulled towards my true crime and conspiracy bag, y'all. So we're going to have to grab that because we need to know what is really going on here. Because this man, give me a second here. This man is basically, saying that it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Oh, no, that's not good. Yeah, we got to hurry up and do Kendrick's video, too. That'll be coming up soon. I got so many dang videos that I'm going to have to do now. But it is what it is. We'll get it all out. But let me make sure that I have all of these turned up right, because I need these turned up right. I don't need no issues. Yes, everything is turned up right. Perfect. Tell me more about this this improvement that he wants to make with this cauldron and fire. It's obviously some sort of ritual. Yeah, fire again. That's crazy, y'all. It's some sort of ritual that he wants to do to, improve and rank up. Tell me more about this ritual, y'all, that he wants to do, because I'm knowing now what it is. Yeah, he feel like things just start going in his favor with this legal proceedings. It's not about literal legal proceedings. He looking for justice. He looking for things to start going his way. He looking to improve his odds and his chances and improve his ranking. He's trying to go up. He's trying to be somebody that people actually respect and listen to. We got female coming out sideways. What is that? What is that? Is he gonna try to female and caregiver? Oh God. Give me more. Give me a little bit more. I feel like he wants to accident. Yeah, I feel like he wants to, possibly. Oh God, you guys. I'm sorry. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. It's involving a female that cared for him, that loves him, that, for entertainment purposes only, that raised him. Okay, that he wants to. He knows that that's the next step in order for him to improve, is that she has to go through some sort of accident, okay, or else he's gonna stay where he's at financially. It's not literal debt, but they're saying, where you at right now is where you'll stay. The way to improve now, the way to get to the next ranking, is that now you have to, now comes sacrifice, now comes taking out this woman, your mother. Like, oh my God, this is really sick. I'm seeing spouse and partner and tunnel, but I don't think it's a spouse or a partner. Really, I don't pick up on a spouse and partner from this. I pick up on family. So tell me some more. Travel, tunnel. Yeah, this is what he's kind of tunnel vision on. What it is that he could do to improve his his career and his ranking. I cannot make it up with male and serial killer. They said, listen, in order for you to do this, you have to target somebody. You have to sacrifice somebody, and he's tunnel vision on this. All right, he's locked in on this goal. He's focused on making this happen because he wants to see himself go up with this travel. He wants to make improvements. He wants to see some swift changes when it comes to his financial situation, his career. Like, he just feel like he needs to improve. So I do see dating on the bottom of the deck, water and burial, and life insurance. So this very much could be a partner. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better, because I'm like, oh my God, his mother, but the moth is, and that also made me think about family. So I was just kind of like, y'all, I don't want to say it, but we do have spouse and partner, like I said, dating, water, and burial. So it could be through love partner that he might try to, sacrifice. But either way, he's got to do something to ensure his own life and make sure, that everything is going to be good for him. They need some sort of insurance. This is how this works. Life insurance. We need a sacrifice in order for you to get this, and move up. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there, because I feel like that's a little bit, just too much for me. Let's go ahead and move on to, how do the powers that be feel about him? I feel like that's the last thing that I would like to know. And I'm just going to pull from this deck here. How do they, feel towards him? How do the people, the powers that be and people that's, saying that he needs to do this next step in order to improve, how do they feel about him right now? What's their energy towards him at the current time? Message of concern. So yeah, they're just like, waiting on his response, pretty much waiting to see what he's gonna say. Like, they're pretty much, just in limbo, kind of waiting, like, for them to let him know whether or not he wants to do this or not, because, like, they don't care either way. Yeah, pathway. They're like, listen, do you want to do this? Do you not? Like, do you want to open up this pathway and improve and, up in the ranking? Like, we're opening this pathway to you. We're giving you the chance, but you need to go ahead and let us know. Yeah, with this message, they're looking for a response soon. Like, they're kind of antsy in the energy, like, waiting around, like, when are you going to let us know and get back to us on whether or not you are going to do this, so that we can get this all set up. So yeah, they waiting on his response. Mature woman. I cannot make it up, y'all. Mature woman. I need to hurry up and finish this reading and get up out of this energy, because I don't like it. Give me one last one, please. Instead, of course, I got two. We got imprisonment and we got family room. Listen, they're like, this is the only way that you can, not be stuck anymore. You feel stuck, you feel stumped, you feel like, you need more. And they're like, okay, listen, if somebody, put the bug in his ear, like, all right, this is what you got to do. You got to be a traitor. And the person that you have to be a traitor against is whoever this beautiful loving woman is that you have a family, this family room, this family with, that you, oh my God, I don't even want the confirmation on that. The person that someone a part of your family that's mature that you love. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna go ahead and leave that at. Let's go ahead and get the future predictions for his career, so that we can go ahead and close this reading out, because I'm done. Give me the the future predictions, guys. What's going to be going on with him? We'll take a set from the bottom of the deck and a set from the top of the deck. And we'll do 3 cards. 3 cards on the future predictions. Oh, they said 5. Okay. 7? Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is the set from the top of the deck. This is basically just saying that he's going to... I'm closing this out. I don't even want that. He's gonna do it. I don't even want that. I'm not gonna go through all of these cards, but just so y'all know, okay, so that way y'all know which cards it is. If you know tarot, then you can interpret this for yourself. Queen of Wands in reverse, 7 of Wands in reverse. You know, somebody's gonna be left unprotected. 6 of Cups in 6 of Cups. You know, it's gonna be a lot of nostalgia, happy memories, family time. Somebody gonna be, you know, left out in the cold though because of money with this 5 of Pentacles. We got the Hermit in reverse. Like, listen, it's gonna be somebody gonna be gonna go down a wrong path, like do something very, very foolish here with this Hermit in reverse, and someone is going to transition with the 6 of Swords and this Ace of Cups. That's gonna bring, you know, you see what this is pinpointing on here. It's pinpointing the sadness card, so it's gonna be a real sad decision that's being made here. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that where that's at. I don't even want to pull another I don't even want to pull this other one from the bottom of the deck right now because I'm just like, what the hell, like. All right, we got the Ace of Wands, the Hierophant in reverse, the Devil, of course, the Knight of Wands in reverse, the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, King of Swords in reverse, and 4 of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, he's gonna notice that, you know, yes, he aligned himself with the, you know, the powers that be, and yeah, you can improve ranking in a certain sort. You know, you could get some, you know, some new money, and you could get some new creative ideas, and there could be some new possibilities for you, but it's not going to be as great as you think. You still aligned yourself to some really dark stuff. So yeah, he definitely is going to be upping his connections with these darker people, but there's a lot of lies that's being fed here. There's a lot that he don't know with this King of Swords in reverse. It's gonna be a lot of mental confusion. He's still gonna be in a situation where someone's gonna be real greedy and stingy and wanting to take from him and wanting a piece of the pie. So he's not ready for what he signed up for. He made this decision impulsively, and it's going to come back to bite him in the ass heavy with this Hierophant in reverse. All right, this gonna bite him in the ass heavy for aligning himself with this demonic, devilish stuff. Okay, so yeah, his karma is coming back to bite him much sooner than he could even blink. All right, so that's what I have for Lil Yachty and him, you know, being something more sinister than a freaking industry plant. So whew, hopefully you guys made it to the end. If you did, make sure to please like the video, comment, share it with a friend, let them know, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, tap in with me. Make sure that you check out my post so that you can see the schedule for the week of all the uploads that I'm going to be uploading for the week, so that way you don't have to guess, you know, exactly what I'm going to be uploading and when. All right, love you guys, and I'll see y'all later.